Back. Dan here. So we're back from running a bunch of errands we haven't even done yet.
Dan here from where?
Dan here, DDSP shop. Sorry. So Danny wanted to screw you guys over in the last video, and it was going to run and all this and that, but now it doesn't. Hopefully Carburetor doesn't come back and burn us. Imagine that. Yeah, whatever. We'll pull the motor and put another one in. So we're going to, well, tomorrow, because Danny's having friends over. So here's the big secret that was going to happen. We were going to run it, but then Danny's having family over, so Dan has to have his weekly shower. So anyways, I want to clean up the garage a little bit, load up the truck full of garbage. So tomorrow we can go get spark plugs, whatever we need. No, just header bolts we need. The best part is, now fingers crossed, but I'm thinking Lordco is going to have some header bolts in stock for me.
And they're open on Sundays.
Because in years past, Sunday, if I needed stuff, I wasn't getting it. Oh, this is leaking. Maybe I should give this a little tight ski, eh? Oh, yeah, that's loose. Very loose. That's probably... It's amazing how loose bolts cause leaks. Is this stripped or is this just that loose? What is going on? Well, I really had this loose. Yep, that's tight now. Holy moly. It's like a couple of turns. That's a pretty good little gasket in there to seal anything with that level of NASA precision. Okay, so we're leaving for there for today, so I'm going to clean up a little bit, probably have a shower. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Fill the truck up with garbage. That fuel tank is not garbage. We're going to body filler all the way around it and probably put it in this car because it's probably in better shape than the one that's in there. They're all shined up. Go from there. We got to put on a good show for the hoity-toity family that's coming over here with their college degrees. They're finishing high school in their first try. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it's a new day. We're fixing to probably blow out the microphone here if everything goes to plan. I got header bolts. With that being said, I can see light through, so these headers are pretty warped. As I recall, actually, they need those extra super thick gaskets, so they might leak. We went to parts store. They didn't have any muffler stuff, but we'll see if it'll fire up, see if it'll do anything. I got the oil pressure gauge hooked up over here. I put in one of these little zinc additive and a liter oil, so it should have sufficient oil. And yeah, we got her rigged up here.
Where's my ear protection?
On the cart. How do you feel about that attitude? So I put some fuel in the carburetor. There is no accelerator pump, which is shocking. I know, just sitting for all those years. So we'll see if that comes around, but otherwise we may have to take carburetor apart.
I need you to hold this while I put these on. I'm struggling. Okay, so we'll see if we can get this thing to ignite. What's this? What do you think? They'll do anything? Oh. What if it needs more? Oh, it has oil pressure on the gauge. Went 20. Oh. Oof. It may have a valve issue or a timing issue. We need is it out yet? Nope.
So the issue is, well, one issue. What is going on? The timing should be good. I mean, it's pretty close, but all the lifters were collapsed. So maybe that's part of the problem, and it's might just need to build a little oil pressure and go. It's making some noise. We definitely have no accelerator pump. She got oil pressure. It's not making crazy, terrible noises. Oh. At least that I hear. The editing on this is gonna be brutal. Low, high, low, high. Maybe it just wants more timing. I'm a big fan of more timing.
A timing wrench.
We didn't get that either. We did put premium fuel in it, so as far as I'm concerned, that means we can crank the timing a little. Right? I think that's more. It'll either be better or worse or the same. Oh, we lost the spark. That could be a problem too. Just clamp this on here. This is a little rinky dink. We have 2 fire extinguishers and 4 safety blankets. And the tow truck's outside, so we're good. Oh yeah, I loved it. 40 pounds of oil pressure. I wonder if it's picking up any fuel yet. Oh yeah, there's gas in the line. So in theory, we should be able to rev it up a little. I'll let it just do its thing. And we'll just crank up the idle so if it does start, it'll keep ripping. Oh, this is already kind of maxed out. That's weird. We'll have to do some custom stuff. Whoa. I'm hoping a little fuel in it will have the accelerator pump come around. Why is it dying? You'd think it wouldn't want that much fuel. We might have spilled a little bit there. It should have gas. Okay, it's not getting any fuel there. My gauge fell down. Sounds like it has oil pressure though, because it's not completely clattering around. Okay, we give her a pretty good squirt there. So, it's not ideal. It's got gas there, but I wonder if the carburetor is just completely full of junk and it's not sucking nothing.
Possibly cat food?
I wouldn't think it'd be cat food in the carburetor. It didn't even blow that much stuff out the exhaust, actually. Whoa.
Oh,
Don't put fire here. It'll be fine.
that was ridiculous.
Aye, Got a little excited. It's not even smoking real bad or nothing. Like, it's kind of shocking.
We forgot to get absorb stuff again.
Absorb. That'll evaporate. This little starter's not happy. So it runs okay, I guess. It's got some clickety-clack noise, but I mean, again, the exhaust is absolutely leaking, and it has no exhaust on it. So it's always funny here at back after. I'm sure it's gonna be just blowing out like crazy. You might have to do a little music on that, but it has oil pressure like 50 pounds. It started getting up to be like 200 degrees. Probably ran it for 15 or so minutes. It's windy outside, eh?
You've made a wind tunnel here.
But it doesn't look like it yacked anything. The transmission's not hooked up. I got the torque converter pushed back, so that's cool. But fuel pump works. It's sucking fuel. All that was okay. Like I said, it doesn't have any. Well, maybe it has some accelerator pump. Doesn't feel like much. So you may have to either take the carburetor apart, rebuild it, or, I mean, really, at this point, if it kind of runs decent, I think I should put some mufflers on it. That's the next step. We'll go get the proper stuff for muffs. Put that all on there. And, well, I gotta do the floor braces, which are above the mufflers. Maybe we'll also do brakes next. But it runs enough to kind of carry on, test the transmission next, which I actually ordered a bunch of stuff for that. Either way, the car will be set up for a small block turbo 350, so if we have to yard it all out, it'll all be just plug and play at that point, and go from there. So, I don't know, it definitely got a little hot. I mean, 200 degrees just sitting here, but it does have a little bit of timing in it, but I mean, it was sucking air through the radiator pretty good. I mean, it held that receipt there, so it's obviously doing not bad. So I think really what it needs at this point is probably just some miles put on it. Even if it starts making a bunch of funny noises, when stuff sits, it just needs to drive, get hot, get some fresh fuel in it, do an oil change on it, all those sort of things. So I think it'll start hot. Iffy.
I know.
It's got a lot of timing in it. Or the battery's junk. Did I turn the wrong way? Maybe. It smells like old gas, even though it's got brand new gas in it. Where's the bottle? Well, I guess this thing could be dead though too. That might be a possibility. Or starter.
Not plugging it in.
What? Starter could be a Junko. Come on, girl. Is this thing dead or is the starter no good? Oh yeah, she dead. She dead. Well, you know what? We'll just leave it there then. We'll let it cool off. Charge this thing up. Maybe we can run into town.
Going to town.
Go into town there and maybe even get a battery and stuff for it. Actually, I have an alternator. We could wire up the charging system and everything. Like everything is here. All the wiring stuff. This is a externally regulated deal, so we can put a internally regulated one and literally just run a couple of wires. Actually, we can go to Princess Auto. We can get battery cables, battery, all the stuff we need. We should make another list. And we have this thing like legit running and maybe even charging at the same time. Oh, what? What? What is this stuff? And we could kind of go from there. Also, I think I have plug wires. So we might just go ahead and do a quick R&R, yard out that distributor, put in I got a mini distributor. Josh gave me one when we were in Saskatoon there. So I can put that in there. So I'll have like a mini proper distributor, no points, any of that junk. Brand new plug wires, brand new plugs. I mean, give it the old tune up. And then, yeah, the only thing here is it's got, I don't think it has any accelerator pump. Because nothing's happening there. So, without that, we have a problem. But, I mean, whatever. We can get it running enough to kind of move it around the yard. And really, if we start falling in love with it, some sort of like 650 double pumper and an intake manifold, and we're good.
I'm already in love with it.
It's a cool car, right? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. So we did a little run around. Actually, we went and ate tacos. So that was pretty sweet. Oh, you know what we can do here? Look at this. Prevent losing things. So we went to Princess Auto and got a battery and some battery cable stuff and everything we need there so we can kind of wire this thing up properly. So that's the plan. And then we went to the auto parts store and got some exhaust stuff and got brake fluid, kind of miscellaneous. I was trying to get a carburetor kit for this thing, but there's nothing in stock. So we'll take a look at it. I don't know if it's worth rebuilding this, screwing around with it. I mean, the motor runs, so that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna put a distributor in it, all that, because I have some stuff kicking around. But I'm kind of thinking 4-barrel might be the way to go. Actually, that thing has a 4-barrel on it. Oh, I didn't buy an intake gasket set though. Wonder how far we should take this. We're going back out to get more parts. We've been out like 3 times today and I keep just changing my mind along the way. We'll see what this looks like. Nothing has changed this second, other than in my brain it makes sense. Do we really need a 4-barrel on a Bowling Stock 305? The answer is yes. Okay, we'll see. How does this come apart? Not easily on that side. What we got here? Oh, that'll come out. Okay. Is this just come out nice? Or is it gonna be a hassle? Is it gonna be a Danielle?
Hey.
What? Well, oh, this is all I really need right here, actually. Oof. There's some trash in there.
Is there?
Yes, so this might have to come apart too. I was hoping I could just kind of twist it. Man, it has been a long time since I've had a 2-barrel carburetor apart. Like, a long time. So, there may be a little judgment with this.
The gas is burning my eyes.
It's fresh gasoline right there. Premium, dude. These are all the wrong screwdrivers. If I can just kind of twist this out of the way. A little bit. Nope, not at all. Okay. Take it right apart. Ish. So this thing, honestly, it ran okay. I don't think there's any issues. Just blow it out with some brake clean. Actually, I didn't order a air gun. Ow! To blow everything out there. It's the little things I forget that
Back to the auto parts
that I
store.
don't have until we're home. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay, this is frustrating. A little screwdriver will do the trick on our workbench. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a lot of schmutz in here. It's almost like it has sat. Oh, that did nothing. I was confused how that worked. Okay, maybe we'll just take a minute here and I'll figure out how I'm going to get this apart. She's a little junky in there. So I'm going to try and take as little of this apart as possible. See what the deal is with this accelerator pump. Because it's obviously, can I have that? Not super happy. I was hoping, well actually it's not, I'm gonna put that. So I was worried this would be all junk, but it's actually not bad. So probably just a little orifice that shoots out is no good. Clean that up later. Okay, so it's a pretty simple deal. Kind of hard to get in there though. I was hoping we'd just be able to spray a little goo in there because we can clean this up pretty good actually. It's not terrible. I think the needle and seat was working good. It wasn't letting anything through. So we just have to figure out this accelerator pump. It'll have something. So if I could just put a little oil and gas in there. See, we got her cleaned up, then put her all right back together. This would be ideal if this just worked. So it doesn't look that bad. A little bit of schmutz from sitting. I'm sure it's fine. So here's where we're at. Carburetor's all apart. It's, I mean, whatever, it's full of junk. The issue is there's the accelerator pump has this little well. As you push down on it, it should be spraying fuel. And it goes through a little passage, and in one of these little holes, there's a little check ball at the bottom, and it's held in with this little spring and this little kind of brass T. As I recall, it's no instructions, but that's what holds it in. And it acts as kind of like a one-way check valve. But inside that hole was full of that gas turned into corrosion-y junk, so I've been trying to scrape it out and kind of whatever and hit it with some brake clean, but the check ball is stuck. And I can get it to kind of move a little bit, it flows a little here and there, but the second it goes back down, it's stuck. So that whole well needs to be kind of cleaned out, but the ball itself, and I don't know if those balls go bad. I mean, I think there's some sort of a, I don't know, something pretty sturdy. So we have no accelerator pump. So I tried blowing in there and all that stuff, so it's just sitting with some solvent in it. See if that can fix it. But plan B, we have that carburetor on this thing, which is an Edelbrock job. I don't know anything about it, but we can take it apart And realistically, we have a 4-barrel intake manifold we can put on this thing. So I don't know if we should just go like that, make it a 4-barrel, or I mean, keep screwing with that all day, because it's gonna have no auxiliary pump, so it's gonna drive like crap. At this point, I mean, the carburetor's off. We're taking the distributor out anyways, because I'll put HEI in it. So we're just a set of, you know, intake manifold bolts away. And I don't know, it doesn't look like this was, well, maybe it was siliconed in. But if we're careful, we might be able to take it off and reuse the existing gaskets. And kind of just put, I got an Edelbrock intake, that Edelbrock carburetor. We got these ratchety looking Corvette valve covers you can put on there. Like how beat are these, eh? And make it look like just a real ratty old, you know, kind of small block Chevy in blue. In the shed, we have, like I said, I'm gonna grab the alternator, get that swapped over, and all the distributor and all that sort of stuff. Well, I guess the only thing we run into is whatever this deal is being held on by. So there may be some slight modifications, but I think it's gonna be a couple days just kind of screwing around, see what we got. I'd like to have it running a little better before we kind of carry on too much. And right now it runs poorly, and no accelerator pump will do that. But gentle. I don't know. I don't really have any grandiose ideas how to get that check ball out without just having it kind of soak in solvent.
Well, I have to go out tonight anyways, so you might as well have it soaked.
What am I gonna do? Work on something else?
Yeah.
I'm on this. These are dead to me. Let's go see what we have in the shed. If we have a set of intake gaskets, then we're for sure in. Yeah, we gotta grab some stuff out there anyways. Oh, it smells like you're doing laundry.
I am doing laundry. All your clothes dirty.
I think, unfortunately, I think a lot of my small block stuff is actually in the black Nomad from the road trip. And everything that's in the gray car is gonna be big block stuff. Okay. Starter, distributor. See, this is the intake manifold I was thinking we could use. This is like a vintage Edelbrock thing. But I don't have any gaskets.
Back to the auto parts store.
Yeah, I might run in there real quick and just go grab some. Well, let's take the intake off. We're gonna have to screw out that bracket anyways. We can do that. Huh, do I have any 4-barrel stuff? Man, I'm missing home right now. On a day like today. Bits and pieces. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go peel that apart and see what we end up with, 'cause I think that's all we got for parts. Oh, this is gonna make a big mess. Our cheap China radiator does not have a drain. We gotta drain a little coolant out of it. I think we're getting most of it though. We're getting some of it though. That's a little unfortunate. So we gotta drain enough water out of it that we can take the intake manifold off. Did it make it much worse?
What is that? Why is this happening like that?
Vacuum?
Why is it raining?
What do you mean?
There's just like no direct hole?
Well, there's no drain on the whatever, and then where it hits is just a schmozzle. I mean, 70% of it's going in. So that's not bad. So we'll let that leak out, and then actually take this off and see if there's coolant in here still. Okay, so we should be okay. Tighten that up a little. Okay. So now This is kind of a crazy little bracket somebody made. It's kind of neat. I think I actually have a different one, like a universal one, which I had previously purchased for that car actually. But does it even count if you're stealing parts before you even use them? I didn't think so either. Okay, so I mean, we have these old junk plug wires, which I'm not a big fan of, and then I can, whoops. See, I'm obsessed. It's going to be a 4-barrel at this point. Be way less screwing around. And actually, I was going to order. Holly's got a little holiday deal right now, so I want to get a couple of carburetors, anyways. So what's one more nice driving carburetor, eh? Oh, whoever wired this thing, quite the job. Okay, we got that. The battery tray on a Tri-5 Chevrolet, it's handy. You just leave that chain hooked up, so when this motor's junk, it'll be easier to deal with. You know? Mm-hmm. It's like halfway ready to be pulled as it is. Actually, I didn't even tighten the motor mounts. I probably should do that. I'm pretty confident this thing's gonna be okay. Didn't sound like it made any crazy noises. Had oil pressure.
I actually think it'll be just fine.
Is that what you think?
It is, my professional opinion.
Your professional opinion, she says. Okay, we'll do that. Just gonna leatherman this thing out. It's a good coil too, we can just reuse it. Or at the very least put it in the trunk as a spare. Perfect. Okay, we need the impact. Are we doing this live? See if we can take the intake manifold off live. Danny determined that there's not enough time to run to the auto parts store. So.
It closes in half an hour and it takes half an hour to get there.
Man, out of town problems. Where's my 9/16 socket? Okay, found some parts. See if we can. Hopefully the guy just put this together dry. And it won't be a huge silicone together mess. How sweet would that be?
Is that normally what people do?
That's what I do.
Is that normally what people do?
Yeah. It's not like when it leaks, so a little dab will do you kind of situation, you know what I mean? Did we get to that one? Nada. Where's that wrench? We can cheat it out here a little bit. Oh. Well, this front one might be a hassle. I guess this whole mess has to come off anyways. Whatever somebody created. What is this? It's a little unique.
But it worked.
It did. Take that off. Yeah, somebody really created something here.
They needed a fix, they made a fix.
That's cool. They made it, tapped it, the whole thing. Okay. I think that's all the bolts. Most of them. Take these out so I don't drop them right in the motor. Try not to, at least. We can reuse all these. Old junk bolts. Original to this hot rod. Whoops, that one's gone forever. Okay. Now is this gonna come out easily, or where's my oh, tool I use right here. Second episode of Engine Masters here. Everything's just gonna come apart. Oh my lord, that's heavy. Perfect. Actually, that worked out really well. Well, let's reuse those. Huh. Oh, where's the... That's not a light. I thought you were trying to help me out there. Well, these are all kind of pumped up by the looks of it. Can't really see too much in there. It doesn't look that dirty. Like,
There's mouse poop.
where? One piece.
There's like 3 pieces.
But look at this, like these heads, like they're brand new. Look at they're like sandblasted clean. These usually get all full of junk and everything. It's pretty good. So what I'm gonna do, well, I wonder if I should just leave those in there, put a little silicone on them. So that's always the part that screws up. And then we'll have a leak. And then what are we gonna be able to do here? Water next in a different spot, that's, well, that's gonna screw, that's gonna screw us for sure, because I doubt that rad hose will be long enough now. And then that bracket just won't work, so I'll have to figure something else out. That's not too terrible. And this will be kind of vintage looking. John gave me this. Well, actually, I gave him a bunch of money and he gave me this in return. But we'll clean this up and we'll slap her together. Okay, I cleaned up, where did I put the silicone? Oh, I cleaned up the intake manifold a little bit. I decided to take out the gaskets on the China wall there. Now we're just gonna replace it with little Mortsky silicon.
So what you're saying is this is now permanent.
Well, I mean, nothing is permanent. We do have pry bars. But in my mind, at this point, I kind of was, this is like the first time I've been like leery, I guess. Usually I just go full blown like, oh yeah, it should be good. So at this point now, it runs. Didn't seem to smoke that bad. If it does have any issues or whatever, I'm sure just a few miles on it will fix it. And if not, we'll be replacing it with another small block Chevrolet anyways, so we'll pull it out instead of intake gaskets or what we gotta do. That's all. I think what I might do is just put a little bit around these, just in case these gaskets are in there. They're kind of one-time use, you know, and we're not one-time using them. So.
But really, they were never used.
No, but they were squished for 20 years. So I think that means they were used. We're not going to move any of the rat poop. Also, that intake manifold we're putting on here is like a super vintage deal. So it might be a little crooked, who knows. Intake manifolds are famously, you know, over torqued and stuff like that. I think it's gonna look cool with that instead of those junk valve covers on it. I don't think I have valve cover gaskets here, though I wish I did. That'd be slick.
Add them to the list of things we need to just keep in stock.
Yeah, I gotta get on Amazon tonight and just order stuff.
Go crazy.
There might, oh, I put my hand right in that.
Ooh.
Damn it, I was making fun of Mortsky and here we are. Clip it, Mortsky.
You got yourself bad.
Whose side are you on, Danielle?
Only my own.
Okay. What size are them bolts? Maybe I can just have brand new ones. Maybe not. I got longer ones than that. Not much longer. Maybe a washer will help. Or maybe these will just be fine. They're a fair bit longer. We'll use the Existos. Okay. So went from like a Will It Run to a Will It Hot Rod. Put this all on. The other carburetors can be broken in half. Haven't even looked at it yet.
Well, either way, you know you're going for a 4-barrel, so it doesn't really matter.
A 4-barrel? Yeah, I'm a 4-barrel guy. Living in a 2-barrel world. Okay, so it already looks better. Don't you think?
It does look good, though.
Yeah. Of course not. You would never lie to me, baby. It's part of our commitment to each other. Very little lying. Damn it.
Very little lying.
Wow, you can't be honest all the time.
Except tell the people what happens when I try to lie.
You fall down?
No, all I do is giggle. I cannot lie.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah. Could you imagine if I fell down? I guess I wouldn't fall down much at all then.
You fall down a lot.
I know, so the two are unrelated.
You know what these need is washers. Now that I'm looking at this, we should put some washers on here. That will make it a nice little seal. Okay, let's secure this thing down. Maybe we'll drop a distributor in it. Maybe do a little wiring, you know? Nice little romantic evening. Oh, damn it. Dropped all the washers. All of them.
You'll have a romantic evening alone.
Hell. Alrighty.
I'm going to watch Ringette.
Wow, we went full Alberta in a hurry there, eh?
I've never watched Ringette.
I don't think you're missing much. It's not 4-barreling. Why is this not going in here? According to everything I see, it should be fine. All right, intake manifold is on. Neighbor came by, started bullshit with him for a little bit there, but it's always a good time. I'll put this on. So I took this carburetor off that car. This thing is brand new. Brand new. Never had fuel in it. Look at this. It looks a little crusty on the outside, but inside, absolutely brand new. So all I did was I took it apart and I just made sure that both needles and seats are good, which they are. The other thing I'm going to do here, accelerator pump, actually feels okay. I'm going to put a little bit of marble mystery oil in there, just in the well of the pump there, just so it'll kind of, you know, get a little goo on it so it kind of swells up. But really, this is absolutely perfect. So we'll just put this back together. These are a bit of a pain. You gotta kind of line these up just right. This, I mean, I could have done this on the car, I guess, but hey, here we go.
You are doing it on the car.
Oh, Danielle. Okay, what's going on here? Why am I struggling on this side? Struggle bussing. Okay. There we go. So I'll just put this all back together right quick. Slam that on. Actually, I want to take a look at these valve covers. So I think they'd be hilarious to put on this thing. Someone like at a glance, like I'll just let the motor get all dirty, so it looks all blue and junky, but you're like, what is all this? Edelbrock. And it's all like old vintage stuff. It has like a batwing kind of style air cleaner on it, which is all full of mouse poop. But whatever, I'd like to get this all together and get it running again. Honestly, you know, what is going on here? We're really just kind of fluking out here. Everything is kind of working. The $0, very little dollar build here is turning out pretty good, pretty okay. So yeah, put that back together, and then you gotta go right away though, eh?
Yes.
Well, charge up my skinny mistress, the tripod. I'll use her a little bit because I'd like to just bump it over. We'll set the distributor in there, get that all taken care of. I think we actually might luck out actually with the radiator hose. Like I think it's all just gonna kind of work out. This is not, oh, there we go. It's all gonna work out. As I was saying, it's all gonna work out. So, put this together, come back a few more times, and maybe we'll have it like running and like revving and like all sorts of fun stuff, right?
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, this is fun. This is what I enjoy now when it's kind of, the big projects are good, and I know you guys kind of appreciate them here and there, but sometimes just this, like we've had this car, I was telling you, we bought this car literally a week ago. Trunk floor's in, motor trans in, you know, kind of stuff. And I wasn't even working on it every day. We were just kind of screwing around. And then still waiting on some floor braces, but once those show up, get that in there, get the exhaust on there. The interior, it's got like a nice interior in it. Carpet showed up, I've said that or not. I put carpet in the cab and in the trunk. We're going for it today. Okay, well, I'm on my own again. It's like old times, guys. So I slapped this on. This valve cover's just sitting there. I don't have enough bolts, so whatever. Vintage Edelbrock deal, Edelbrock intake. These old kind of Z28 valve covers. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. It's blue, which is kind of lame, but if we would have painted orange, it would have been too clean, and then ultimately the orange flakes off, be blue underneath. Ugh, we don't want that. Now what I have is some miscellaneous stuff here. I don't have a coil wire. This came with kind of the wrong deal. This is like an Amazon plug wire set. But what I'm going to do is put the battery thing kind of back in. We'll bump it over. We'll get top dead center. Drop the distributor in. Run the plug wires right quick, and then we can boom, and see what happens. Then after that, I have all the stuff to wire this thing like properly, and we might even be able to get running up the keys. Got to do a little tracing and see what wire goes where. But this thing was rather complete. So I don't think that being a big issue. I got like overkill wire and connection and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I mean, if you guys have watched for a while, grounds are a big thing. So make sure we ground the motor, the block, and the battery, the body, and just everything is like good grounds. Spend the extra like half hour, 40 minutes, and the $100 to ground everything properly, because your life would be so much easier. Anyway, let's get the camera set up, and we can kind of bump this thing over. We'll show you. Well, done it 1,000 times, but I always feel like this is one of those dying arts, putting a distributor in a small block Chevy, which sounds crazy, but people email me and ask me questions all the time about how to do it, and I'm like, blown away. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll see where we end up. All right, got this thing all hooked up. We got the spark plug out at number 1, so we can kind of feel for compression. So we're just going to put our finger over the hole, spark plug hole, and give it a bump. Okay, so it just blew my finger off. Where do I put my light? Oh, right there, dummy. So we'll put that there. And we'll bump it. Ooh, went a little bit far, unfortunately. Can I turn this thing backwards? Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, close. So we're trying to set the timing. I'm just gonna bump it again. We're trying to set the initial timing at like 8 or 10 degrees. Okay, we're close. Oof, went a little far again. Well, whatever, that's 0. Is it gonna bug me? Yeah, we'll do it one more time. Why is it, I'm struggling here. I feel like Danielle's hitting the button. Okay, like the smallest bump. Son of a bitch. That poor starter. I wonder if I can crank it over. Nope. Oh, that was a good one. One more. Oh, one more. Good enough. So now I'll get the distributor set up, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So right now we hit the balancer. Whoop. right at 8 degrees. So now I always do this. I marked the distributor housing, so that's gonna be where number 1 is. So now we're gonna drop this distributor in. So the rotor is gonna be facing that, and then we have it all tightened down, and this is facing at number 1. It should immediately start and have 8 degrees before top dead center, 8 degrees of advance. That's when it's gonna be firing. So we'll plunk that in there. We'll probably not get super lucky and have to bump the motor over because the cam gear will mesh nice, but at the bottom there, that's the oil pump drive. So we have to get that perfectly engaged as well. So we'll do that when we want to run it one more time, and pretty simple. I'll just drop that in, and then we can run some plug wires, and that is it. So just take a little bit of time, make sure everything is, number 1 is up where you want it, mark the distributor where you want that, rotor there, and then just that will be, so in this, I don't know if I marked it or not, it's probably like that one or that one, I don't know how it fits on this, this one I guess, right here. Do your firing order from there, and it should just fire up like nothing, and then you can adjust it with a time light after. I wonder if I have a time light here. Might be on the order list. Anyways, well in the ballpark, it'll be running. So this worked out just perfect. So you see our little mark right there, right in line with our rotor, boom, boom. So that's good, it's all locked down. So now she's snug. I'll put the distributor cap on, we'll run our plug wires, and then all we gotta do is hook up, actually I found a spare coil I had purchased, so we'll put that on there. I don't think I'm gonna mount it properly just yet. We'll just kind of let that sit on the intake manifold for now. We'll mount it somewhere afterwards, and we'll be good. So this manifold does require a miniature distributor. I don't think an HEI will fit, and if it all goes sideways, we still have that unit on the ground. So when there's an EMP and the cars start, I'll just put that in there, and I'll be going to work like don't even know what happened. So let's get this all secured in, and then it should just run again. It should run good. Let's get after it. Okay, we're all hooked up. Coil in, plug wires run. I gotta get some proper hold downs, but that is kind of that. What else we got going on there? Just kind of get whatever can burn off the headers. We're just gonna kind of burp it real quick. We're not gonna do anything too crazy, but that's that. So let's go ahead and give her a quick fire up there. So fill up the bowls. Whoops. Hopefully, it'll just go. I'm confident. I'm always confident. Anyways, this is gonna be loud, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a comment below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna keep working here, but for now, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, there's no ignition. Whoops. See you in the next one.